In our comfortable spot here, just walk those feet out a little bit. Take any tension out of the knees. And folding the hands in the lap, closing the eyes, or just dropping the gaze. And just taking a few moments to relax the body, shutting out the busyness and chaos of the day. And then taking 2 deep cleansing breaths. So take a nice big inhale through the nose and exhale it all out by blowing or sighing it out. And one more nice big inhale. And to exhale it all out. And then soften the muscles of the face. Relax the muscles of the neck and the shoulders. And then turn the attention to the breath. Notice the inhale and notice the exhale. And then we'll begin a nice even breathing, inhaling and exhaling to a count of 4. So inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out, 2, 3, 4. And just continue with this nice even breathing. If at any time it makes you lightheaded or dizzy, just go back to your own normal breathing pattern. And then we also set an intention for each practice to help remind us why we are here. So that may be a benefit you would like to receive, or just an uplifting or a positive thought or phrase. So think of an intention that you'd like to have for your practice today. And then with your next inhale, go ahead and lift your head and open your eyes. And we'll start our warm-up by turning our heads to look out over that right shoulder. And coming back to center. And then turning to look out over the left. And back to center. Dropping the chin to the chest. And then picking the chin up towards the ceiling and jutting that lower jaw out. And coming back to center and dropping the right ear to the right shoulder. And back to center and left ear to left shoulder. And back to center. Extend the hands out in front, open and close the fingers. And then some wrist circles. And reverse. Good. And then on Tuesday, we did our little wrist pretzels. So we're going to walk the feet back, do something a little similar. Come up towards the edge of the chair, widen your knees a little bit so that you can bring your hands between your legs and clasp your hands. Now, we're going to do what's called a clasp hand arm swing. So you're just going to bend one wrist and then the other. So you're doing just this little swing back and forth. The movement's coming from the wrist. Now remember to pay attention to how those wrists feel. Honor your limitations. So if you feel any discomfort or pain, just back off from what you're doing. So it's just this little swing back and forth. Good. Working the wrists. And then we'll come back to center. Go ahead and walk those feet in. Bring your elbows alongside the body. Turn your palms up. And then just rotate your palms down. So rotate up and down. So same muscles that you use to open a doorknob. Just turning back and forth. Good. And then take the hands. You're going to thread your fingers just to about the second knuckle because we want to have this very loose, flowing wrist forward. So just rotating the wrist, but if you went all the way down, it's going to limit that range of motion. So that's why I say kind of clasp your hands maybe halfway down your fingers. Then you'll notice you'll have a lot more range of motion here with your wrists. So just rolling, this is called roly-poly. So just rolling those wrists. Good. And then go ahead and release, just shake those wrists out. Shake your fingers out. Good. And then come back to sitting up nice and tall. And we'll just pick those shoulders up and pull them back down. Good. And the next time you pick those shoulders up, roll them to the back. Good. And then bring those shoulders back to neutral. Bring the arms alongside the body and just lift them up to shoulder height. So we're going to do some arm circles. So we'll start by circling the arms and we're going to go small. So about the width of a baseball. So pretty small. And then we'll start enlarging that circle. So now think softball. And then how about a basketball? And then a beach ball. So pretty wide here. Good. Now we're going to reverse it and we'll start with our beach ball. Go to a basketball. And then a softball. And then a baseball. Good. And then release those arms down, wiggle it out a little bit. And then we're going to pretend we're playing tug of war. So we're going to reach that right arm forward like you're grabbing the rope, pull it back as you reach the left arm forward. So just this kind of hand over hand movement. Again, like you're doing a tug of war, you're grabbing that rope, pulling it back. Good, couple more. Good. Come back to center, rest it out. Again, wiggle it out, shrug it out, whatever feels good. And then we'll come to the lower body, starting by extending that right leg and pointing and flexing the foot. And then some ankle circles. And reverse. Good. Bring that right leg down, and then the left, point and flex. And circles. And reverse. Good. Bring that left leg back, and then we're going to do some heel taps. So just extend, we'll alternate the legs, just right heel and left heel. Good. Warming up the knees and the quads. And then we're going to speed it up a little bit. So extend, let's start on the right. Extend the right leg and the left hand, and then switch. So we're going to do, this is a little heel run, just back and forth. You can pick your feet up or you can slide them, just do heel to heel is fine. Just a little bit faster than what you were doing. Good. And then coming back to center. So we're going to work the glutes a little bit here. So we're going to do some glute squeezes. So we'll start on either side and then we'll do both glutes. So we're going to start on just the right side. So just that right glute, you're going to squeeze and release. Squeeze, release, squeeze, release. Good. All right. Just this left glute. Squeeze it and release. Squeeze. Release. Squeeze. Release. One more. Squeeze. Good. And release. Now we're going to do them both together. So squeeze both glutes nice and tight and release. Squeeze. Release. Two more. Squeeze. Release. And last one. Squeeze. Hold it. Good. And release. Good. Relax it out. And then sitting up nice and tall, bring that right arm alongside the body. You're welcome to hold on to the chair if you'd like. Inhale, sweep that left arm up, and exhale, bend to the right. Good. Inhale back to center, release that left arm down. And then take another nice big inhale as you then exhale and bend to the left. Try to keep that right shoulder open. And then inhale back to center, exhale that right arm down. And then coming into a twist, placing the left hand on the right knee. Inhale to lengthen the spine. And then exhale, turn and look to the right. Good. Inhale back to center, switch hands. And then with your next inhale, lengthen, and exhale, turn and look to the left. Good, and then inhale back to center, exhale it out. So we'll do our little vinyasa for a warm-up. Again, that's movement to the breath. So I'll go kind of slow through the first round, or through the first half, the right side, and then we'll pick it up a little bit. All right, so you want to sit maybe about midway or so in your chair. Bring the arms alongside the body. With an inhale, sweep the arms up. With the exhale, bring the arms out to the side and inhale that right knee up. Exhale, bring that right knee down. Inhale to the side. Exhale back to center. Inhale as you lengthen, extend those arms straight behind you, and then exhale, bend from the hip, coming forward into a little forward bend. And then inhale, drop the arms down, sweep them up, and lift your heels for chair pose. Good. And then exhale, release the arms down. Inhale, sweep them all the way back up again. And exhale to the heart. Good. All right, here we go. On the left, inhale. Exhale. Inhale, pick that left knee up. Exhale, left foot down. Inhale, step wide. Exhale, back to center. Inhale, extend the arms behind you, lift the chest. And then exhale, bend from the hip, coming forward. And then inhale, sweep the arms all the way up. This time, lift your toes for chair pose. And then exhale, bring the arms down. Inhale, sweep them all the way back up, and exhale to the heart. We'll go right into the right side. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, pick that right knee up. Exhale, down. Inhale, step wide. Exhale, back to center. Inhale, extend, and exhale as you come forward. Inhale, sweep the arms down and all the way up. Lift the heels. Good. Exhale, bring those arms down. Inhale all the way back up and exhale to the heart. On the left now, inhale. Exhale. Inhale, left knee up. Exhale, down. Inhale to the side. Exhale, back to center. Inhale, lengthen the spine. And exhale, coming forward. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Lift the toes. Good. Exhale, bring the arms down. Inhale, sweep them up. Exhale to the heart. Once more each side. Here we go. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, right knee up. Exhale, down. Inhale to the side. Exhale, back to center. Inhale, extend those arms behind you as you lift the chest. And then exhale, coming forward. Inhale, sweep the arms up, lift the toes. Exhale, bring the arms down. Inhale up. Exhale to the heart. Last time, here we go. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, lift the left knee. Exhale, down. Inhale, out to the side. Exhale, center. Inhale, lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chair. I think I said toes last time, so lift your heels. If not, do the opposite of what you did last time. Good. Exhale, bring the arms down. And inhale, sweep them up. And exhale to the heart. Good. All right, let's go ahead and come on up to standing. So walking those hips up to the edge of the chair and then shifting the weight forward. Press into those feet as you come on. All right, go ahead and come around behind the chair. So we warmed up with those heel and toe raises in our seated warm-up. So we're going to continue that from Tadasana. So standing in mountain pose, you want to have your feet hip-width apart. Tighten up the front of the thighs. Bring the arms alongside the body, a few inches away from it, palms facing each other. Lift and tighten the abdominals. Focus on the spine, lengthening up from the tailbone all the way up to the crown of the head. And then pick the shoulders up, rolling down the back. As you gaze forward, come back to that nice, even breathing. Good. So we're going to practice coming up on the balls of the feet. So bringing the hands to the back of the chair, or if you'd like to keep one hand on the chair, then we'll inhale and bring the arm, either one arm up, or you can bring both. Now, if you bring both arms up, clasp your hands and turn your palms up towards the ceiling. And then with an inhale, you'll come up onto the balls of the feet. Again, if you want to just have one arm extended and keep one hand on the chair, that's fine too. And then exhale, release the arms down as you come back down. And then we'll try that again. So inhale, come on up. If you're using both hands, press those palms up as you come up on the balls of the feet. Tighten those calves. Good. Exhale, release. Let's try it once more. Here we go. Inhale. Press those palms up as you come up. Try to keep your heels in line with your toes. So don't let the ankles fall out to the side. So if you need to hold on for that, I'd rather you do that. Exhale, come down. Release, shake it out. Now we're going to do the opposite. So you probably do want to keep your hands on the chair here, keeping the torso in line with the hips. So in other words, as you come back on your heels, don't just push your rear end behind you. Try to stay in Tadasana. So inhale, and then with the exhale, rock back onto those heels as you lift the toes. Good. And then inhale forward, just release. Exhale as you rock back, lift the toes. Good. Inhale forward. Try it again. Exhale. Lift those toes. You can feel that in those shins, strengthening that tibialis anterior. Good. Exhale. Let's try it once more. Good. And rock back, lift. Good. And release. Just bend your knees, walk it out a little bit. All right, so we're going to do a back extension. So what we're going to do here is we're going to flex forward and then use these back extensor muscles to pull the torso up. So I'm going to move the chair out of the way a little bit. Just come around so you're not right behind the chair, so either side of the chair. And then you're going to widen your feet, just so that they're a little wider than hip width. And then I usually bring my hands behind me and just put them on the back of my thighs. I'm going to turn sideways here so that you have a better view. So I'm here, I just rest my hands on the back of my thighs. What that does, you can see it pulls my shoulders back and opens my chest. So it's kind of a little reminder not to round the spine, because we're going to be bending from the hip right here, from those leg creases. So take a nice big inhale, and with your exhale, begin to bend from the hip. Now, the weight will go back in your hips a little bit, but remember the back stays straight. So you're just going to come down to about 45 degrees. If your hamstrings are tight, you're starting to feel them stretch here, then just keep a bend in the knee. That's fine. Now, with your inhale from the hip, I want you to lift the torso all the way back up. Good. So the important thing is imagine you have a board strapped on your back. You're just not rounding the spine. Let's try it again. Here we go. Inhale. And then with the exhale, bending forward again from the hip. Remember that, putting a place setting on your back, just keeping that back straight. Keep your neck in line with the spine. You're just looking down. Good. And then with the inhale, lift that torso. Good. And then relax it out. Go ahead and walk your feet in. And then we're going to do a nice stretch for the side of the body and down into the hip, into the leg. So this is actually called an IT stretch. I'm going to bring my chair here. So let's come around the right side of the chair. And holding on with your left hand, shift the weight into your left leg. Take your right leg and just cross it behind the left. And then with an inhale, sweep that right arm up and exhale, bend to the left. Now, because you have some support here with that left hand, you may be able to push that right hip out a little bit. Do you feel how that deepens that stretch? This is a great one to do up against a wall too. You can really facilitate that stretch. Good. Inhale back to center. Release that right arm. We'll try it on the other side. All right. So the weight will go in the right leg. You're holding on with the right hand. Take that left leg, just step it behind the right. So what this is doing then is it helps to get into that hip and down into the thigh. Inhale with the left arm, and the exhale, bend to the right. And again, since you're holding on, see if you can just give a little nudge to the left. Just feel how that deepens that stretch and lengthens through that left side of the body. Good. And then inhale, come on back up. Release that left hand. Go ahead and uncross the legs. Walk it out. And then we'll come back around the right side of the chair. And we're going to come into tree pose. So again, you're welcome to hold on with that left hand. Shift the weight into the left leg. And then bend the right knee and turn that knee out about 45 degrees. So what you're doing is an external rotation of that hip. And then options are to bring that right foot over, place it against the left ankle, or pick the right foot up, place it to the outside of the left calf. Good. Now, if you need to hold on with that left hand, just bring the right hand to the heart. If you're okay and want to balance on that one leg, then bring both hands to the heart or to prayer. Find your gazing point here. You're welcome to stay here. Again, you can have one hand on the chair, or you can extend that arm up. These are technically your branches, but you're still working. Your abs are tight. You're reaching through those fingertips. Good. Continue to breathe. Good. And with the exhale, go ahead and release that right arm. Release the right leg. Walk it out. And then coming around the other side of the chair. And we'll try it on the left side. So shifting the weight over to the right leg. Bend that left knee. Taking it out again, doing that external rotation to about 45 degrees. Bringing the left foot over, keeping the toes on the floor if you need to, balance here. If you can let go of the chair here, then you're balancing. You don't have to pick the foot up, but you can. If that throws your balance off, then just come back here. Or you can keep a hand on the chair and pick the foot up to the outside of the calf. You're welcome to stay with the hand in prayer or extending the arm up. Maybe you can bring both arms up, balance here, whatever's a challenge for you. And each side is going to be different. Just remember to keep those abs tight. You're still working here, reaching up through now the left fingertips. Good, and then with your exhale, release that left arm and leg and walk it out. All right, so we're going to come into triangle pose. So I'll give you an option to use the chair. If you have a block, you're welcome to use the block, or we'll place the hand on the thigh. So having the chair on your right side, just place it on towards the back end of the mat. And so when you come into that wide stance, your right foot is, I don't know, I'm guessing maybe about in the middle of the seat of the chair. And the seat of the chair is behind my right leg. And then I'm going to turn that right foot out at 90 degrees. My left foot is facing forward. I'm lining up that right heel with the instep of the left foot. Good. I continue to face forward from the waist up. Inhale, bring the arms up to shoulder height. Good. And then with your exhale, you're going to shift the hip so that the weight is in the left hip and lean to the right as far as you can. And then here are your options. You can bring that right hand down. If you need to, place it on your thigh. If you can come to the chair, you can put that hand on the chair, or maybe the shin. The key is going to be this left shoulder and chest. If you feel yourself starting to kind of cave forward in order to lower your hand down, then bring yourself back up so you can open up. And then extend that left arm up. Again, if you have limitations in the shoulder, just bring that left hand to the hip. You just want to focus on the shoulder and the chest. Good. And then continue to breathe. Tighten the front of that right thigh. That will help protect that kneecap. Good. And then with your next inhale, lift the torso back up. Exhale, bring the arms down. Go ahead and turn that right foot in. If you were using the chair, then go ahead and move the chair over to the left. I'm just going to use my thigh or my shin, but just go ahead and do that, and then come back to your wide stance. And then we'll turn that left foot out, line up the heel with the instep of the right foot. Inhale, arms up to shoulder height. And then as you exhale, you're going to shift the weight into that right hip, lean to the left as far as you can. Bring that left hand down. Remember, it might be your thigh, might be the seat of the chair, maybe it's your shin. And then sweep that right arm up. Again, wherever that left hand is where you can keep that right shoulder and chest open. And then your options are looking up at your hand or just looking forward, tightening the front or the top of this left leg, your quadricep. You may feel it pull your kneecap up. That will protect your knee joint. And breathe. Good. And then inhale as you lift the torso. Exhale, bring the arms down. Turn that left foot in. And then just walk your feet back together. And then our last pose is going to be twisted triangle. So we are going to use the chair for that. So you want to turn the chair on your mat. You want to bring it to the top of the mat or that short end of the mat. Have the seat facing you. Make sure you have at least the front legs on the mat to prevent the chair from sliding. And then we're going to stand facing the seat of the chair. And you want to be, I'm going to estimate, you may have to adjust the chair probably a couple of inches back from the seat of the chair. We're going to be stepping backwards, so that'll take you back a little bit. So not too far from the edge of the seat. All right, inhale to lengthen, coming back into Tadasana. And then we'll shift the weight into the left leg, bend the right knee, step the right foot back. Now you're going to press the heel down, and you're going to keep both knees or both legs straight. So keep the knees straight. Now with an inhale, you're going to lengthen. We're coming back to this hip hinge or bending from the leg crease. As you exhale, coming forward. Now you're going to take the right hand, place it on the chair, and then with your exhale, focus on these lower right ribs. Begin to turn to the left. I know you're looking at my back here. And then extending that left arm up. If that's tight on your hamstrings, go ahead and put a little bend in the knees. And squeeze those inner thighs towards each other. That will also give you some stability. Good. And then exhale, bend that left knee as you bring the left hand down and step the right foot forward. Come on, back up. And then we'll try it on the other side. So this time we'll shift the weight into the right leg. Bend the left knee. Step that left foot back. Remember, because the hips stay forward, it's not a big wide stance here. All right, so inhale, straighten both legs. Exhale, begin to bend forward, just like we did in that back extension. Remember, it's from the hip. This time you're going to bring the left hand to the chair. With your exhale, begin to turn to the right. So think of those lower left ribs turning first. You can either keep your hand on the hip or extend that right arm up. Again, squeeze the inner thighs towards each other. Continue to breathe. This is a great pose for stretching the piriformis. If you tend to have some sciatica problems from the piriformis being too tight, this is a great pose to help release some of that. Good. And then with the exhales, you bring that right arm down, bend the right knee, and then step the left foot forward as you come back up to standing. Good. Okay, let's go ahead and take our chair, bring it back to facing the front, and have a seat. All right, so we're going to do a little twist, and we'll start by picking the right leg up. Now, if you can, cross the right thigh over the left. If you've been told not to do that, then just cross on the ankle. Remember, if a doctor or physical therapist has told you not to do something, then regardless of what I'm doing, you're not going to do that. All right, with your next inhale, extend the spine, take your left hand, place it on the left knee or the right knee, if this is a little too much for your shoulder, and then exhale, turn and look to the right. Good, and then inhale back to center, release the twist. Let's try it on the other side. Again, crossing on the ankles if you need to. If not, cross on the thighs. Inhale, Place the right hand on the right knee as you exhale and turn and look to the left. Good, and then inhale back to center, releasing the twist, uncross the legs. And then doing a little hip walk up to the edge of the chair, and we're going to stretch these hamstrings. So we'll extend both legs out in front of us. I'll try to back up so you can see my feet. I've got the heels on the floor. My toes and my knees are pointing up towards the ceiling. Now, you're going to have to adjust yourself on the edge of your chair so that you feel a nice stretch in the hamstrings. Remember, there isn't any discomfort or pain. You should just feel a nice deepening or nice deep stretch in the hamstring. If you are a little more flexible and would like to deepen the stretch, then inhale to lengthen. Again, you're going to bend from the hip, not from the waist, as you bring the chest forward just a little bit. So depending on your chair, get yourself comfortable. Good. And just come back to that nice, even breathing. Good, and with the inhale, go ahead and lift the torso and walk those feet back, sitting midway in your chair. So we're going to do a hip opener called seated pigeon. We're going to cross the right foot over the left thigh. So this is a pretty big external rotation. Again, if you've been told not to do that, just cross the right foot over the left and open up that right knee. That will also give you a nice stretch in the glute. Otherwise, we'll cross here. I think I mentioned the other day, you can kind of walk that left foot forward a little bit, and that'll take some of the angle off of how high your leg is crossed. So see if that helps a little bit. If you would like to deepen the stretch, again, inhale to lengthen, and then as you exhale, you're bending from the hip, the back stays straight. Think of bringing the chest forward an inch or two. And then just try to relax through that hip, through that glute. Good, and then with the inhale, go ahead and lift the torso. Release the right leg. We'll try it on the left. So either crossing on the ankle, opening up that left knee, or crossing on the thigh. And again, if you want to try kind of wiggle that right foot forward, that'll lessen the angle as to how high up your left foot is. So that will affect how that hip feels. And you'll notice one side's probably a little bit tighter than the other. Good, and if you want to deepen, again, with your exhale coming forward just a little bit, and then coming back to that even breathing, trying to relax that left glute. Good, and then inhale, come on up. Go ahead and exhale, release that left leg, walk the feet back in, and then sitting up nice and tall, let's open those arms nice and wide, just like we did in the beginning, kind of bringing those arms back behind us, lifting the chest. Good. And then with your exhale, sweep those arms around and give yourself a big hug. And then with the inhale, come back to opening up through the chest, looking up a little bit. Good. And then as you exhale and sweep the arms in, switch the arm that was on top. Good. And then exhale, release the arms down, shake it out. And then bringing the hands in front, clasping the hands, turn the palms out and just press through the palms. Keep the shoulders tucked down away from the ears. And just feel a nice stretch between the shoulder blades. Good. And then relax those arms out, release the hands, shake it out. And then walking those hips now to the back of the chair as you come back into your final relaxation. So extending the feet out in front of you, resting the hands in the lap. And then closing the eyes, or dropping the gaze. Turning the attention back to the breath. Again, notice the inhale. And notice the exhale. And after your next inhale, begin to lengthen the exhale. Continue lengthening each exhale until they become about twice as long as the inhale. Then focus on the physical body. Relax all the muscles from the feet all the way up to the crown of the head. Release any tension or tightness. Focus on the mind. Release any thoughts, worries, or anxieties. And if these try to come back in, just acknowledge them and release them. Turning the attention back to the breath. Again, notice the inhale. And notice the exhale. Allow yourself just a few moments to completely let go. Begin to deepen your breath. And then start moving your fingers and toes. And then the wrists and the ankles. And slowly bending one knee and then the other. And keeping the body relaxed and the eyes closed for another moment, focus on the intention that you set at the beginning of the practice. And then we'll take one more deep cleansing breath. So take a nice big inhale and exhale it all out. And then go ahead and lift your head and open your eyes. Thank you all so much for joining me today. Namaste.